This is Art in the Digital World. My name is Brandon Towne, and I'm your host. This is a show where we're going to be talking to various artists who have professions that lean towards using computers or something electronic, maybe with the art that they create or teach in the case today. And so we're going to be talking to a teacher at MJC, and one of the things that we're going to talk about is a program that is used for painting, but it's not traditional painting like with paint. You paint with the computers, and he's going to talk about it more. So welcome to our show, Brian. Thank you for being here.
It's good to be here. Thanks for asking me.
Before we get into the talk about the painting, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, actually, I come from a corporate background. My education is business and fine arts, of all things, and I've been in the marketing business, and various types of digital media were involved there. And when I moved back here to California, it seemed like a good fit to try the teaching gig out, and it's been a blast. And so that's where I am now.
How long have you been teaching?
I've been teaching at Modesto Junior College for about 13 years.
Great. Do you enjoy it?
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's the perfect fit for me. I love my students, and well, it's digital media, so it's constantly changing, and so that's a really, really big positive for me too. It isn't for many people, but change is actually a good thing.
So tell us a little bit about some of the classes you teach or some of the programs that they have.
Well, we have a wide range of computer graphic programs, and computer graphics is a general term. That's something that's changing too. I suppose more of the colleges are calling it digital media or some of the other terms, but it all applies to doing images and visual communications with computers. We call it computer graphics. That may change in the future. I personally teach Photoshop classes, digital image manipulation. I teach our portfolio classes, putting digital portfolios together, helping students get where they're going down the road when they leave MJC. In the past, I've taught InDesign. A lot of the, we teach all of the Adobe products, so the suite of products that are Adobe for the most part. And so that would be InDesign, which is a page layout program. Oh gosh, I'm sure there's others. You've already mentioned the Painter, which I'm teaching right now too. I'm probably forgetting several others. In addition, of course, in our department, we teach the full range, so nonlinear video editing and effects, 3D animation modeling. Oh, that was the big one that I actually all of us teach the introduction classes, which is a basic computer graphics, but at MJC those are 3D animation courses. So if you take an introductory course at MJC, you're doing 3D animation, which is kind of disturbing for students that think it's going to be an easy computer class, and they end up turning out a full, well, it's a character animation with sound when they're done, which is pretty intense for a beginning class, but they get a lot of background that way. So that web page design and construction, a lot of general digital imaging courses that help people, well, in a range of fields. Digital imaging is everywhere right now. So,
do you have a preference of what you like to teach or what program you like to use, or?
You know, I have a reputation for being able to jump in and teach anything at the last minute. I would prefer to actually be up to speed on the programs, but I love it all. I wouldn't really want to jump in on the high-end 3D. We have a gentleman by the name of Quay Chu, I believe you've had on the show before, who's just fabulous, really, really good. So wouldn't necessarily like to do that one, but pretty much anything else floats my boat. I'll do it. So.
Now, tell me about this program, Painter. Tell me what it is. What is it for people who don't know?
Okay, well, not to be confused with Paint or some of the other small programs, which have their place and actually can be really fun if you want to work pixel by pixel. But no, Painter is a program. I believe it used to be. Actually, it's still Corel with Procreate before that. A lot of these programs go through iterations with different companies. It's currently Corel, and it's a program that's been around for quite a while. We haven't taught it for several years, and it's designed to mimic traditional art materials, and it does a very, very good job doing that. It's obviously not going to be the same as using a pencil or a paintbrush or watercolors or oils, but it's absolutely amazing how close it comes to doing that. So we actually were teaching it, oh gosh, we taught it for years, and then we sort of tapered off because it appeared it wasn't going to be an industry standard for a while there, and now actually we were wrong. It kind of is. So in the mainly entertainment industry right now for doing conceptual artwork, things like that for film or a wide range professionally used. Two programs are being used for doing digital painting. This is artwork that mimics traditional art materials. That's what this does. And for the most part, both of those programs, you're required to use a digitizing tablet like a Wacom tablet or a Cintiq, or a lot of people are using iPads now and actually touching the screen, which is very, very cool. I think it's where it's going. And those two programs are Painter and Photoshop. And they're pretty much 50-50 in the industry right now. Now, when I teach the class, we use both because Photoshop has its advantages and Painter has its advantages. I still think, frankly, Painter is significantly better as far as its brushes and some of the tools and the way it works than Photoshop for achieving what we're doing at MJC, and that is specifically digital drawing, like pencil drawings, and digital oil painting. Now, Painter also does fabulous effects for watercolor. We're using Painter 11 right now, and it's not working real well. It's got some bugs. Most of the professionals out there are using earlier versions. However, Painter 12 is out now, and I've tried that, and they've pretty much solved the problems on it, so it's working really well. Fabulous program, though.
Yeah, programs are always changing, and they're
Yeah.
bad one year, and then they're really good the next year, it seems.
Painter's been pretty consistent. Painter 11, don't buy it.
Yeah.
Painter 12, okay.
So we have some examples of some of the student work from the class. So we're going to go ahead and play some of those examples, and we can talk about them while we're playing. You can tell us a little bit about
I'll see if I can
how
remember
the style or what it is that we're looking at. So we can go ahead and play that. So.
Would you like me to go ahead and just
Yeah,
comment?
go ahead, yeah.
All right. The beginning of the class, we obviously start with value. We want I want to make sure the students have the skills to create form based on value, lights and darks. And this was one of the students' first attempts with, this is an advanced student, one of the attempts to draw a small still life I had them do. And so this is all done with a digitizing tablet, a Wacom tablet, and Painter with some of the drawing tools there.
And they're using something that is trying to mimic a pencil, or is it a pen, or?
It actually is a pencil tool.
Okay.
There's a range of art implements. In this case, there's a whole range of pencils. And part of what I wanted them to do is develop a toolbox. So I want them to investigate all of the tools. In this case, I wanted them to experiment with the different pencils Painter has and find the ones that they're comfortable with. And part of the goal of the class was to have each student have a complement of tools in their toolbox that they're comfortable with, because it's just like any other traditional materials. You want to use the tools that you're comfortable with, and this person actually did a really nice job. So that's what most of these still lifes are, is that assignment. They were just experimenting with the pencil tools.
And it's really interesting to see the difference. This is a different student?
This is a different student, different style, yeah.